everybody, Goosebumps or Dummies here, back at it again with another video, and today we're talking about Goosebumps cover arts once again. Very rarely, actually, I do this, and I'm going to do this a bit more often, probably in the near future. I already have another cover art ranking planned for this month, but today I am doing a cover art ranking for Hall of Horrors, that series. That very unpopular, short-lived Goosebumps series that not a lot of people talk about a lot, because, seriously, the books in it aren't anything spectacular. Besides, Don't Scream. Really check that one out. But yeah, Hall of Horrors. There's some great books in there, and some misses. But what do I think of the cover arts? Well, let's find out. What's the worst, what's the best? And before I get into this, I want to say, yeah, I'm doing more cover art rankings. It's going to be a thing on the channel. Is it because I'm running out of ideas? No, I've had this in mind for a while. I knew I'd have to touch upon these eventually. It's just coming to that. Because we're slowly approaching, like, over halfway through my rankings of the actual series' contents of the arts themselves. And I figured as much that, yeah, people might want to see this. Which means, yes, Giga cover art ranking. Every cover art ever, including classic reprints. And me. Let's dive into this, starting off with number 6 place, the worst Hall of Horrors cover art, and it's a pretty bad one, arguably worse than the story. The Birthday Party No Return. I'm not even a fan of this story, really. It's so drab. Oh my god, my copy is not great. But this art is messy. Very sloppy. I don't know what was going on. I mean, I clearly can tell, yeah, bro didn't have a lot of ideas for when he heard The Birthday Party No Return and read the story, or at least got his little synopsis, Brandon Norman, about a Twisted Claw rip-off tale that is very bland and not very good. Said it again. Overrated by some people in this community, I feel. This book has some pretty bad art here. It's a mess. I couldn't tell what was happening for years. I thought maybe that was a monster and this was the eye. Of course, that was before I actually read the story a couple years back, and then I reread it last year, I believe in March or May time. Not a very good book, once again. And then I realized it's the claw, cutting a giant birthday cake. Then I realized, no, it's up the size, it's just a zoom up the claw. And then I was just like, what the fuck's the background? It's a mesh of blue colors. And you have to really look to realize, that's a window. This is a birthday party with a twisted claw, the entity thing in the book, cutting a birthday cake. It's just, it's so hard to tell what's going on here. When you do, it's just like, what is this shit, man? Why? It's not exactly the most appealing art, let alone the claw. It is so awkward. I mean, first, why is it fucking pink? But besides that, I mean, fine, whatever. Creative decision. Why the fuck is it cutting a birthday cake? It's depicting something that isn't exactly the coolest, more, rather most interesting idea. I mean, I get what he was trying to do here, Norman, but this was not cooking. This was, shitting. This isn't a really cool depiction of art, let alone it looks awkward and not exactly clean. It kind of looks like a mess. So yeah, maybe it's the perspective or something. Number 5, Don't Scream. I don't have a lot to say about this besides, I used to think these were washing machines. I didn't know they were TV screens until a few years back. When I read the book, because I read these all way back and then I reread them recently in the past year. Yeah, these are TVs. It's actually a scene in the book, so props for that, Dorman. This is a real scene in the book. Although he's not outside, but whatever. Real scene in the book. Props for that. It's fine. I mean, I don't know why it was the choice to go with this as the cover art, but nonetheless, I guess it's a cool idea, and that's where I give cool points for it. It's a cool idea in concept, and I like the scene in the book. It's a great moment. I can't remember if it depicted mouths or not, but nonetheless, I get what it's going for. It's that scene with the TV screens and the shop, the computer store, technology store. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Well, when this kid looks weird, it's Dorman's depiction of a kid, and it just looks really strange on the art. What on his reflection? He's fucking ugly. He's not exactly right looking. He looks strange, and the choice of mouths is just kind of ugly. Honestly, it's really strange, and it actually looks like they're just PNG'd on there, which makes it even stranger. Let alone, it's just so weird. I can't love this one, but I can't really hate it, because not a lot of these are bad. This is the only one I argue is almost pretty bad, but it's fine, I guess. But this next one is definitely a step up, and that is Why I Quit Zombie School in 4th place. Yeah, you've seen the trend here. We're going down from the end of the series to the start. Why I Quit Zombie School, it's decent. Is this a favorite of mine? No, but I like what it's depicting. This guy is getting sucked into a locker. Just some high school jock, but he's a zombie. And it's a fine depiction. I like the little inclusion of the eyeball flying out of his head. And the art itself is visually appealing art. And it isn't a sloppy mess, though it is mildly hard to understand with all that's happening. And I do think it's cool that it's probably based off Haunted School's art a little bit. Not a lot, but definitely a chunk of it with the whole everything's flying around. Yeah, it's decent. Do I love it? No, I think the color scheme of orange against blue is not my favorite color scheme as much as I like orange. It's actually my favorite color. Orange is my favorite color. What a fun fact for you. But it's a weird clash of colors that I'm not a fan of. It almost looks like vomit. And that's really my main issue here is the color scheme is pretty bad within the art itself. Very unappealing to the eyes, but the art itself's fine. Like, what it's depicting is cool too. But not a personal favorite. Next up, Claws. We're jumping to the start of the series, and this is just a really cool step up. Now we're getting to really good art. Claws is just a really creepy looking cat. Is it going to make you shit your pants upon seeing the cover art? No, but I think it's really nice. It's a solid first cover art for the series. Not to mention I love the title, Claws. It's just so abrupt and in your face. Claws. The book is decent too. For it being a Cry of the Cat ripoff. Claws has a really great art, and whilst this isn't fucking Rip the Cat worthy, absolutely not. That is one of the best cover arts of all time. Easily top 10, I'm not even kidding. If not top 15 of all time. This is definitely not close to that, but it's still good. It's a really cool depiction of a creepy, almost hostile, disturbing cat in a sewer, what it looks like at least. I'm assuming it's a sewer. If not, it is definitely on a tall building. Really cool art here. And I like that it takes up most of the framework. Sorry, something just fell. Number 2 is actually book 2. Night of the Giant Everything. I really, really like this color scheme. This nice orange against pink this time, and a little bit of green on the eyes is really nice. There's just some scaling issues going on here because it's really weird. I want to know, well, how big is this spider supposed to be? That's really my only complaint with this. It's a really great depiction of a very creepy and cool ass looking spider. I think that is sick looking. I want to get that on a thumbnail, but there's no individual art piece for this book, sadly. And what the fuck is going on up there? You'll see that? There's a weird color scheme right up here. Looks like there's stripes. I don't know. The full art of this book must look weird. But, maybe it's curtains. What is the size of this thing? Because we have a shoe that's smaller than a fucking pencil. But the spider's bigger than both. I get it's supposed to be a big fucking spider, but why is there a tiny shoe? I mean, it doesn't even make sense in context of the book. There's one scene involving a spider, which is mildly an issue. Not a great choice for a cover art, even though it is really cool nonetheless, but it's a weird design choice, make the shoe tiny, and then the pencil big, and then the spider bigger than both. You know, that makes sense, just doesn't make sense why the shoe's so small. It's weird. But yeah, a really cool cover art nonetheless. And now, for one of the best Goosebumps cover arts of all time. Yeah, this series has a high. It has some pretty decent highs and some mild lows, but it has a high. This is easily top 30. And it is a Dorman art. So, Dorman, you made at least top 30 in my Giga Goosebumps ranking this. Sorry, something just fell. 5 Masks of Doctor's Creek. This cover art is so cool, alright? The black and white idea, contrasting with the red, but we're not talking about the red, of course. We're talking about the individual art itself. The art is magnificent. I love this simple idea of putting all 5, I believe all 5, if not at least a handful. Oh, no, only 3, I'm high. But putting the masks that you can find in the book, of course, is the werewolf mask, and then there's the mummy mask, I believe that's the one down there. I think that's the mummy mask. And of course, the skull mask, up front and center on tombstones. Such a weird idea, but I think it worked wonders. And then making it all black and white, fuck yeah. It's such a cool looking piece of art. It looks like a ancient, 19-something movie. 1950s, 1960s, 1940s. Whenever. It looks like an old film, and it's really cool. Let alone, the title's badass alongside it, and of course, it is almost better with the scheme on, of course, but the reds contrasting with this nice black and white feel. So, props for that. And yeah, it's just a genuinely very appealing piece of artwork on its own. Really cool, and honestly stunning. One of Dorman's best pieces, I'd say. And he has some great stuff, trust me. I'm not here to shit on Dorman, even though I've said he has some pretty shitty art, and he admittedly has some horrible art pieces. When he can go to his highest, he can make some high quality art. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's smoking weed or something, but smoke more of that when you're making art. I'm just saying. Not enough to give you cancer though. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this cover art ranking. I do not say that very often. And we'll see you guys in the next cover art ranking, hopefully within the next few weeks, for tales to give you goosebumps. Ooh, it's me a very quick one, but one I'm excited to touch upon. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.